Dear friends, I'm back with another machine on the Vulnhub, which is Kevgir 1. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download it. I think this machine is not so much complicated. However, before we move forward, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. I do appreciate your help and support. So enough said, let's just get started. We can go into the Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target by the tool like net discover. And we can use option of I to specify the interface. As you can see, the IP address of the target can be identified as 254. Then we need to do the port scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already done that earlier. So now we just get out the result of the port scanning. As you can see, a lot of outputs from the map. As you can see, I use the option of scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and then option of -p- to do the comprehensive scan, and then use the option of uppercase PN not to do the live testing, and then output the result into this file with the option of ON. The IP address has been changed a bit, so from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has so many open port number. We need to take a look at one by one. The first one is FTP surface. Yeah, this is not default FTP port number. And the version, which is 3.0.2. And the 80, which is running HTTP surface. And also the 111, which is running RPC related surface. Next two port number are used by Samba. And then 1322 is running SSH surface. So this is again not usual port number for the SSH surface and also the version information. So I think from this point we have already know that this version doesn't have any vulnerability because we have already done so many CTF machines, right? I'm sure you know this point as well. And the next one is running NFS or network file sharing surface. And the next one is running Redis surface, some sort of the caching surface. And the next one is 8080, which is running HTTP surface. And also the version information, which is Tomcat. I think we have already done the machine with Tomcat surface running, right? And next one is 8081, which is also running HTTP and the Joomla. And the last one is 9000 HTTP. And I think next, the other port number are used by the, also this one, SSH, the 37170. And other port number are used by the NFS or network sharing surface. So as you can see from the result, there's so many open port number. And we need to be very patient and careful. And also the methodology is also very important. As I mentioned in the other videos, if you have already followed my channel, I always mention again, over again, if the file sharing surface are running on the target, for example, like FTP surface, for example, like Samba surface and an FS surface, such a surface should become the first objective or target to enumerate next. In this case, should be the FTP surface. From the map scanning, we have already know that the target or the FTP surface doesn't allow the anonymous login, right? So the only thing we can do with the FTP surface is to see whether this surface or this version has vulnerability we can use, such as print, no results. So we need to move to the next port number 80. Oh, not 80, sorry. The next should be the Samba surface. So how to enumerate Samba surface? The tool or utility I'd like to use is SMB client with option of uppercase L or capital L to enumerate. Yeah, we provide the password of my own machine. I can think nothing important except the default shares like IPC, print. Both cannot give us anything important, right? So next should be enumerating the NFS surface. And the tool I'd like to use is show mount with option of E, means enumerate. As you can see, there is one backup on the remote target or server. So how to do? We need to access this share. How to do? First of all, we need to set up the directory to be mounted on. And we can use share. And then we can use sudo mount with option of T to specify the type of the mount or the file system NFS. Backup. Share. This is a mounting point. Press enter. And then we can go into this one. And we can copy this zip file to the working directory. Then we can go back. Go back to the working directory. And this is zip file. Of course, we can use unzip command to decompress this file. However, we are prompted by the password. Of course, at this moment, we do not have any passwords. So for now, we just quit. Maybe we can put aside for a while. We need to do furthermore enumeration with other types of surface. Always the cracking consumes a lot of time and resources, right? So now we go back to, maybe I can cut out the nmap scanning results again. So what else? We have already done the enumeration for all file sharing related surface like FTP, like Samba surface, and also the NFS surface. Next, we need to turn our attention to HTTP surface. The first one is running 80 port number. We can open up our browser to do the manual enumeration first. Press enter, and very simple page. And as usual, we need to check the source code, which doesn't reveal anything important. Next, we can check whether this site has robots file, right? Not found. Then we can use Nigato to do the enumeration. Yeah, this case, Nigato cannot tell us anything important except the PHP myadmin directory. Of course, we need to access this directory manually by browser PHP to see whether this PHP myadmin application has weak credentials vulnerability. For example, we can use root as username and also root as password. Go, failed. So I think what are we going to do next? We need to do the directory enumeration with the GoBuster. PHP my admin JavaScript. I don't think we can get anything important from JavaScript. Normally, this is very default directory which hosts the JS code. So I will not wait. So next, I think we need to go to the next port number, right? The next one should be this one, 8080. 8080. Yeah, it works. And I think this is the Tomcat Manager web app. We can click on that. We are prompted by the user login panel. Just I demonstrated in the other video with similar machines. The Tomcat Manager has weak credentials vulnerability, and the Metasploit utility has a module which can work for this case. So for now, we need to launch our Metasploit console. Then we can search Tomcat because we cannot remember the exact module name. In this case, should be the manager login, Tomcat administration 2. Sorry, not this one. We can copy this one. Login. We can use. Then we can show options. The only field which is required to configure is remote host. So we can set remote host to our target. Then we just run. And this module will try to use all combinations of the username and password to log in to the Tomcat Manager. As you can see, it's done. And then we can scroll back to see, as you can see, yeah, the successful result or attempt is highlighted in green color. So we can use Tomcat and Tomcat to log in. So now we just exit from the Metasploit console. And we can use Tomcat and Tomcat sign in. As you can see, we are successfully logged in to the target. And here we can deploy the WAR file. You know, this is some sort of the GSP file. So how to deploy? In order to proceed, we need to generate or create the payload first. The GSP payload. And what we want to get is reverse shell. So how to do? Maybe you also, you know, this is also the case for you. We cannot remember the exact payload name. Of course, you can use the Google to make some search. However, for me, another or better way is to use the MS Vulnhub utility, the help function of this tool itself. For example, we can use list and the payloads. I want to display all possible payloads because this MSF Vulnhub can support so many types of payloads. Now, because the target is running the Java JSP application, so now we just need to focus on the GSP payload. So now we can hit enter. So what I'm doing now is to show you how to, you know, how to do the penetration. Actually, maybe the Google is not the only way, and we can use MS Vulnhub with option of P, and we can copy the payload name, and we need to specify the local host to our Kali Linux, and the local port number to be listened on. And the file type or format is WAR, and output to shell WAR. It's done. The payload has been created without any issue here. Next, we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux sudo. Now we go back to the browser to deploy this WAR file or this application. We can go to our working directory. So which one? Not here. Yeah, this one. We select the WAR file to deploy. Click deploy. As you can see, this application has been deployed without problem. Next, because we have already set up the listener by netcat on the Kali Linux, so for now we just click this file. And then, as you can see, we got the collection, which is originated from the target. And of course, we need to spawn the bash session. We can check the version of Python. Python 2 is there. And then we can run import pty module, pty spawn bin bash. All right, it's done. Next, we need to do the local enumeration to make a lateral movement or privilege escalation. There are two normal users, admin. Yeah, of course, at this moment, we cannot find anything important from this home directory. User. Can we access SSH directory? Permission denied. So I think also we can check the architecture or the kernel of the target. I think it looks like this is very old kernel. So maybe there are local exploits that we can use, right? Before we do that, we can upload the linear shell script to do the automatic enumeration. We can go to the home, not temp directory. Next, we can upload the linear shell script. If you have trouble to get this linear shell script, please let me know in the comment below. I will give you the source or reference where you can get it, okay? So now we can, in order to upload this shell script, we need to set up the web server on the Kali Linux. Now we go back, use wget to upload from the view of the target. And linears, it's done. In order to run this script, we need to make it executable. Then we can run this shell script. This script is so powerful for the privilege escalation because it can automatically help us to collect a lot of different types of information about the target. For example, like local exploits available on the target, the process information, SUID, binary information, and also like, some sensitive files which contains like password or credentials. As you can see, we have already got the one interesting vector, which maybe can allow us to escalate our privilege to the root user, to the super user. It's done, all right? Now we can scroll back to see whether we can find other vectors or possible vectors besides the CP or copy binary. Yeah, copy command. So I think we can utilize this SUID bit of the copy utility to elevate privilege. Because of its SUID bit, this can allow us to manipulate or operate some privileged files. For example, like password file. Normally we can, read like password file, cannot write this file. Okay, later I can demonstrate this technique. Okay, here another vector, possible vector, no root squash, the backup NFS. So I have already showcased this technique. If the target, the NFS configuration has this configuration, and then we can utilize this no root squash, for example, to copy like a bash binary into the backup or the share, and then we can utilize this one to elevate a privilege. However, because of the RO, the read only, it means that we cannot write or make a change to this backup directly. So in summary, in this case, we cannot utilize this no root squash configuration to elevate a privilege. I hope I have already made it clear, because I have already demonstrated this technique with some other machines. Yeah, local exploit. So maybe also we can utilize the local exploit to elevate our privilege. Okay, it's done. So I think now we can utilize the SUD binary of the copy command. So how to do? First of all, we can cut out the password file, and we can copy this password file. Maybe I can just, I can open up another tab. Password. It's done. Then we can, we can create the user and also generate the password for this user. How to do? We can use sudo open SSL password, and the type is 6, which is SHA, maybe 512. I'm not so certain. And we need to specify the sort value, for example, like a JSON. And the password is 12345. As you can see, it's done. So now how to do? We can, we can vim password file, and then we can copy this encrypted hash onto our notebook. Next, we can copy this line, the first line, YY. P, And we can change the username to like JSON. And the X, we can replace the X by this encrypted password. Okay, I think it's done. Right and quit. Yeah, I have already demonstrated this technique, right? So I will do this thing very quickly for this machine. Next, we can upload this file to the target. We can use wget. Password file. It's done. Then we can utilize the SUID bit of the copy utility to cover the original password file. As you can see, the original password file, no user JSON, and we want to append our new user, and this user is created by us just now, right? So we can copy password file, no error, emerged. So now we can change the user to JSON and provide the password 12345. As you can see, we have already successfully got the share of the super user or root user. And then we can navigate to root directory. Do we need to retrieve the root flag? No need. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.